Kristen, thanks. Developing right now, New Mexico State Police are alerting law enforcement to be aware of possible retaliation after two biker gang members were killed in a gunfight in Los Chavez.
We're trying to get interviews with anybody that was involved. Right now, I can tell you that we don't have a whole lot of cooperation.
This happened a little after 12:30 early Sunday morning outside the Wild Pony Bar and a nearby Alsip's. State police confirmed two biker gang members were killed, but they won't say which gangs were involved. Two others were injured. Law enforcement sources tell us, though, that it was actually a shootout between the Bandidos and Poor Boys gangs. Neighbors we spoke with are a little shaken up by what happened.
It freaked me out. I didn't sleep too good after that. And it's kind of rough too, because I didn't know if they might be looking for some place to go and hide, or if they were on foot or in a vehicle.
State police has reached out to other police departments, including those across state lines. No arrests have been made in the two bikers' deaths. The other two who were injured are expected to survive. Also developing this morning, APD is searching for a hit-and-run driver. This happened near Lomas in Wyoming. Police say a woman in the passenger seat was arguing with the driver when she tried to jump out of the car while it was moving. She was caught under the wheel and died of her injuries. Driver kept going. No word on who police are looking for this morning. One Albuquerque man is attending a week-long hearing to defend his rights as a veteran. He claims the Department of Health and Human Services passed him over for a job with the Centers for Disease Control, even though he was told that he was one of the best qualified for the job. News 13's Catherine Mazzone is live with more this morning. Catherine?
Good morning, Adam. Now, all veterans who are honorably discharged and meet certain criteria are supposed to get preferential treatment when it comes to federal employment. But one man says not only was he not given preferential treatment for one job, his veterans' rights were violated for multiple jobs, all with the Department of Health and Human Services.
This is not just about me. It's about all veterans. And in my opinion, at least 20,000 veterans are being denied their lawful right to employment by this one department, the Department of Health and Human Services.
John Paul Jones served as a medic for a year in the Vietnam War. He also worked in public health in the Middle East for more than 2 decades. It's why he couldn't understand why he was getting passed up for jobs for which he was qualified. Jones took his complaints to the Department of Labor and then to the Merit Systems Protection Board. That's an agency that ensures the U.S. has a qualified and diverse federal workforce and that it's fairly and effectively managed. According to court documents, in 2010, a judge ruled Jones is preference eligible vet and that the Health and Human Services Department violated regulations related to veterans' preference for 4 out of 5 jobs he applied to. Well, now Jones is arguing his case again, hoping to put an end to 6 years of fighting for his rights as a vet.
I should be employed, okay? And they should make up to me for the damage that they have done. And this is standard legal procedure. Therefore, they should be giving me back pay to when this all occurred.
The hearing is set for 9 a.m. today at the Indian Health Services Building. It's scheduled to last all week. Back to you.
Catherine, thanks. Jones says that he has proof the Health and Human Services Department avoided hiring veterans. We'll show you those documents coming up in our next half hour. 6:05, a recycling company that deals with grease and food waste for restaurants could face some fines for a mess it left in the Santa Fe River. The New Mexican reports yesterday city crews pumped out cooking oil that spilled into the river. A portion of the riverbed was turned orange near the bridge at East Alameda Street and Old Santa Fe Trail. Valley Proteins dropped a barrel of used canola oil. The company recycles cooking oil for use as animal feed and biofuel. City water conservation workers say those workers used a hose to wash the oil into a storm drain. Developing on this Monday morning, at least 3 teens have been arrested for allegedly shooting at drivers with a slingshot. Authorities say they're not related, though, to a recent string of shootings on Interstate 10. They believe they're copycats, and there's nothing linking them to any of the 11 shooting incidents the agency's investigating there. Right now, the agency is questioning a 19-year-old man in connection with that rash of shootings. Also happening right now, Germany has reimposed border controls, making the journey to Europe more difficult for tens of thousands of refugees and migrants. Interior ministers from the EU's 28 member states will hold an emergency meeting today to discuss how to fairly redistribute the tens of thousands of people escaping war and poverty in the Middle East, Asia, and in Africa. And new today, investigators in Oklahoma are trying to determine what sparked a weekend of violence at a prison that killed 4 inmates and left 4 others injured. Officials say the attack or the fight happened Saturday afternoon at the Cimarron Correctional Facility in Cushing. That prison houses medium and maximum security male inmates. Developing on this Monday, an Albuquerque woman is pressuring state lawmakers to make targeting police officers a hate crime. Natasha Nyberger is the wife of an Albuquerque officer. She launched an online petition to get the law changed. Hate crime laws aim to deter violence against people based on their race, religion, or sexual orientation. Nyberger thinks it's time to include police in those laws, too.
It hits home for a lot of us police families, friends, and it hurts the community when officers can't be out on the street doing their job.
So far, about 650 people have signed the petition on change.org. Also happening this morning, state police are asking for your help in identifying this man. They say that he was found near Santa Domingo Pueblo Monday. The man, who calls himself Adam, told police that he was looking for his friend Paul to take him to his grandmother's in Albuquerque. Police say he's 30 to 35 years old, and if you do recognize him, you're asked to call state police. New facts this morning regarding tricycles. Researchers say they're sending thousands of kids to emergency rooms each year with injuries, some even dying. A group of scientists says more than 9,000 tricycle-related injuries were treated in U.S. emergency rooms between 2012 and 2013. 2-year-old boys are often the most injured. A reminder to parents to make sure the kids are wearing helmets when playing with tricycles. New video this morning shows an off-duty Florida police negotiator trying to save a man's life. It's pretty intense. Those negotiations took place near the peak of the bridge. A traffic camera captured the whole thing. The officer stood near the bridge listening to the man's problems, and after a short time he did step off the ledge. The officer says this was actually his first one-on-one negotiation. He was there right in the nick of time and saved that guy's life. It's amazing.